Hey there, welcome to Coin Vantage, your doorway into the exciting world of cryptocurrencies and blockchain tech. Today, we're diving into the recent buzz around the SEC, Grayscale, and the potential for a Bitcoin ETF. We'll go over the nitty-gritty details of this evolving story, discuss what it could mean for the broader crypto landscape, and give you some insights into how it might affect your investment. So, stick around as we decode the crypto lingo and keep you in the loop on the latest happenings in the crypto world. Recently, the courts have reached a decision regarding the SEC's objections to Grayscale's data conversion, finding them unreasonable. Furthermore, the deadline for the SEC intention to proceed with any action as of midnight, we have found no indications of a change in their stance or a last-minute appeal submission. It appears that the SEC has not filed an appeal, suggesting a consensus that Grayscale's explanations lack validity. In essence, Grayscale now has the option to request the conversion of their trust without opposition since they didn't challenge the initial decision. While this doesn't guarantee an immediate approval, it does prevent people from rejecting their decision to become Christians. Using the same past reason, any attempt to reiterate their previous argument would not be considered legitimate. If Grayscale wishes to contest this, they can pursue another lawsuit, but it seems unlikely that the SEC has such intentions given their significant losses. It's no surprise that they lack interest in pursuing this matter. It seems that most people anticipate the SEC's response when Grayscale suggests conversion. They are likely to agree without hesitation. This consensus is shared by most attorneys, and it appears to be the anticipated outcome. It appears that we're on the verge of a finalized deal, with the only potential roadblock being the SEC uncovers some compelling reason to prevent Grayscale from making the switch. That sums up the situation neatly. So, should we simply wait and see how it unfolds? That seems like a reasonable approach to us. It's also possible that Grayscale might make an announcement next week about when they plan to convert their trust into a spot Bitcoin ETF. Should we break out the applause and celebration then? That's our perspective. Many analysts have already predicted that a spot Bitcoin ETF could be introduced either by the end of this year or early next year. Some even suggest a 90% chance of approval by January, focusing on the spot Bitcoin ETF proposed by ARK. However, if it's going to happen this year, Grayscale appears to be the only viable option. If they succeed, it could open the door for others. It seems like this could be happening very soon, unless of course the SEC conjures up a new obstacle out of thin air and says no, you can't do it. So the timing remains uncertain. The Grayscale situation is somewhat unique compared to the other applications, and this is causing some confusion about deadlines and whether a new application is necessary. Everyone else, including ARK and BlackRock, isn't trying to convert. The SEC has extended deadlines for many until the final one, in January for ARK and March for others. Grayscale is an exception because they're attempting to convert and they've won their legal battle. As of now, there hasn't been an appeal. Whether a mere announcement of their switch is sufficient or if they need to resubmit their application is unclear at this point. But if Grayscale succeeds in gaining approval for their Bitcoin ETF, it would be the first of its kind in the United States. This would set a precedent that make it difficult for the SEC to deny approval to other fund managers developing similar products. So in summary, if Grayscale succeeds, it could pave the way for everyone else. It certainly seems to be heading in that direction, aligning with the original purpose of Bitcoin. The relative strength index currently indicates it's a favorable time to buy Bitcoin. While there may be short-term volatility, as we've mentioned before, this is quite common. Volatility always have a rationale. Just as when whale dives, water levels drop. If FTX decides to sell, the price should decline. When there are concerns about stability of USC or USDT, their values might decrease. However, the overall outlook for the future seems promising, if not better than fine. Focus your attention on the bottom of the chart where you'll find the RSI indicator, which helps gauge whether Bitcoin is overbought or oversold. If you examine Bitcoin's current price chart, you'll notice it has returned to a point where its upward trend began. Our capacity has been reached and exceeded. Is that all there is to it? If Bitcoin maintains this price level, it's likely that a bull run in its price will resume. At what price level are these individuals referring to? They're talking about something known as the whale supply, and and the current total stands at exactly 28,233. We weren't too far from the mark, so it's not a major concern. What makes this situation intriguing is that if you observe the red and green areas right now, we will still see ourselves in the red. According to our assessment, this indicates that we are currently in the accumulation phase. The green areas signify times when Bitcoin prices are on the rise, while the red areas represent opportunities to take some profits. However, you're not obliged to follow the guidelines. To put it into perspective, we are unmistakably still in the accumulation phase at this point. Once again, we can observe numerous fractal patterns. This situation is echoing what occurred from 2017 to 2020. Remember that period in 2020? The COVID crash created a lot of panic and led to many to exit the market. But what happened when things looked dire and people predicted Bitcoin's demise? It soared from $3,800 to $69,000. That's precisely what occurred. Consider if you were one of those individuals gripped by fear and anxiety, thinking Bitcoin was either headed to $1,000 or zero. You'd have missed out on one of the most incredible Bitcoin runs, starting at $3,800 and soaring to $69,000. If it weren't for SBF and FTX, we had a dip from $64,000 to $28,000 and then back up to $69,000. And you can also imagine what might have happened. It's possible we have reached $100,000 if not for that unpleasant drop, which some believe was orchestrated by SBF and FTX. Yesterday, it became public knowledge that Caroline was instructed to liquidate all her Bitcoin holdings to push the price down to $20,000. Imagine if that hadn't occurred. Our peak in 2021 would have been significantly higher. However, even if we were, we wouldn't say that about ourselves now. Some people might perceive it that way, but let's reiterate, have we reached $4,000? And are we back to $3,800? Absolutely not. This is why, as you're probably aware, we consistently advise zooming out when in doubt. That's the key takeaway. According to this, we should be in a much higher range, perhaps around $48,000, which corresponds to a crucial Fibonacci level. At this point, we're essentially heading into the third phase, one of the 4 phases to analyze each cycle, and we're almost there. What comes next? 150, 200, and 250? After that, it's uncertain. But what we are certain of is that the FOMO feeling that will sweep the nation this time will be unlike anything witnessed in the previous cycles. That's a certainty from our perspective. As we navigate the ever-evolving world of cryptocurrency landscape, it's crucial to stay informed and take a holistic view of market patterns. Coin Vantage is your reliable source for in-depth analysis, insightful perspectives, and the latest updates in the crypto world. So as we journey through the highs and lows, remember that historical trends, expert insights, and your own well-informed decisions are key in the world of digital assets. Stay tuned with Coin Vantage to keep your crypto journey on the right track.